All right. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. My name is Kyle Pimenta, and in this session, we're going to talk about how we leverage Databricks and Domo to streamline all of our Amazon Seller Central data. We're a beauty industry, so we use a lot of Amazon in the business, so it's really important for us to understand what's going on in the Amazon world. So in this session, we'll talk about how we leverage all of our data pipeline through Databricks and then layer Domo on top for all the users to actually use the data. So before we jump into details, let's go into who am I, why you should listen to me. I'm Caio Pimenta, Senior Manager of Global Analytics, and I'm actually from Brazil, so that means I speak Portuguese. I've been in the data and analytics world for about 8 years now. Very familiar with ERP tools, BI tools, and data cloud services. I actually lead data analytics at Janeiro. When I first joined 3 years ago, we were 80 employees, and now 3 years later, we're 400 employees. And when I first joined, we didn't have a data warehouse, we didn't have a cloud service provider, BI tool, we didn't have anything. So we went from complete silos and Excel manual reporting, and then 3 years later, we have Databricks, Azure, and we have Domo in place. But I also love other things besides data. So here is what I like to do in my free time. I love cooking, sports, traveling. Here are some fun, exciting pics of what I do besides data. So let's talk about Janeiro. To give you some context here, Janeiro is in the beauty industry. So we sell body creams, fragrance mists, body oils, body lotions. We sell to Gen Z, we sell to Gen Alpha and Millennials. So they're omni, they're across the board. We're selling in our e-commerce channel, we're selling on Amazon, and we are selling obviously to Sephora, Ulta, and all the retailers across the world, like Mecca in Australia, and etc. So we are pretty global. We are present across the world. We're number one several retailers, and we're about to hit over $1 billion in sales in our fiscal year. So very exciting. From 200 to $1 billion in a couple of years. So very exciting. So with all that growth comes a lot of challenge, right? Like I mentioned, we were able to scale so fast in 3 years. So in today's journey, we're going to spend a couple minutes in a couple sections here. So the first section we'll talk about our modern data stack, which is NetSuite, Databricks, and Domo. Then we'll go into our cross-functional use cases of what we do with that data and how we get business impact from that data. So cross-functional use cases from finance, supply chain, and DTC. Then we'll dive deep into our Amazon Operations Hub, which will have everything from sales to supply chain, inventory, and all that. Then we'll go into what we did with that data, what kind of impact we have in the business, and what's next. Right? So first things first, modern data stack. We have Azure Databricks, which is our unified data layer where we have all of our enterprise data, over trillions of rows of data from our ERP system. And then we leverage data tables, SQL pipelines, and Python, scheduled workflows and notebooks. And then we layer Domo on top of it. Why we do that? Because Domo offer not only just basic visualizations, but it also leverages alerts, mobile access, and workflows across the business. So it simplifies how execs can see the data and also business users. So to simplify this tech stack, I put together this flow. How it starts, we go from a data engineering team goes from APIs, SFTP servers, JDBC connectors, Lakehouse, Delta, ETL, that creates curated tables that goes straight into Domo through Domo's cloud amplifier. So we're not really moving the data, we're just accessing and querying it live. So here are some fun use cases of what we're using with our data right now with Databricks and Domo. The first use case is our ERP. We are a beauty industry. We have a very deep supply chain, so we have a lot of data when it comes to ERP. So that means P&Ls, general ledgers. We have all of our sales orders. We ship all of our data all of our products to all the retailers, right? So we have all the item fulfillments. We have purchase orders from contract manufacturers, invoice receipts, you name it. So that's the first use case, all automated through Databricks and Domo. The second use case is our shipping carrier performance, which means we are shipping products across the world. We're also receiving products from contract manufacturers. So we are leveraging understanding our freight expenditure. We're leveraging our delivery SLAs, etc. And then our third use case is our Amazon Operations Hub. Here is where we'll dive deep in the next couple of slides. But here you see sales, weeks of stock, inventory, everything, audits, chargebacks, all automated. And then the fourth use case in this business is product and commercial. If our customers are not liking our product, then we can't continue, right? So this is the fourth most important use case. Understand our customer lifetime value, understand our customer journey, our basket analysis, and all of that's done through Databricks and Domo in real time. So with that said, let's dive into 3, which we use all of our Amazon Seller Central data. And for those of you, maybe you have not worked with Amazon, but if you have, it's very complicated. Your data is very messy. The portal is difficult for us to automate, so it can be very challenging. So let's dive in. So inside this hub is an app that we created inside Domo's platform. So it's not a dashboard, it's a complete UI where we have full control of everything that's being shown on the screen. So this has multiple tabs like fees and profitability, consumer shipments, inventory automation, exceptions, weeks of stock, etc. And this is what it looks like. And like I said, it's being powered real time through Databricks. The user, execs, business users, they log in here, and this is a live screenshot that we took. Obviously, we had to not show the numbers, etc. But you get the point. Performance up top, below the Janeiro logo, is what we see as our sales. Our ad spend is marketing. And each of these cards are essentially a click away to expand all of it. So as you see on the left side, there's tabs. Each of these cards will go to these tabs. So we have performance, sales, marketing, and fees and profitability. How our Amazon charges a lot of fees. If you're a Prime member, you get to receive it in 2 days. That means that we pay them a fee for shipment, we'll pay them a fee for storage, and many other fees, right? So we need to understand that impact the business. And then under that, we have everything inventory. So where is our inventory placed? What's the value on the warehouse of our inventory and our weeks of stock? And then let's say we'll click on sales. If we were to click on sales and traffic, we'll go to the next tab, which is the tab below. And then here, the user gets to really dive into the actual sales and traffic performance. Up top on the dark green scorecards, you can basically understand, hey, our sales are here, how many products were ordered, our AOV, our sessions, our unit sessions percent, which is really our conversion rate. So our execs can really have access to that data, plus our business users, which are the daily operators. So they can find tweaks, understand the trends, and etc. And then down below, you see detailed tables. This is where the user can really dive in. It's a little, you can see it right there. You can choose the dimensions that they want to see, choose the comparison and start date, etc. And then we'll move to the next one. Inside this hub, we can see our marketing piece. So here's our marketing team can go in and they can understand all of our ad spend, all of our impressions, ROS, ad spend percent of sales, and that is all automated in real time through Databricks and Domo. The next piece we have in this hub is also SKU profitability, all of our storage fees. Users can understand what our contribution margin, as you can see on the table below. You have on the last column, CM percent, understand exactly how much are we actually bringing in as far as profit, right? Amazon charges a lot of fees. we have our cost of goods sold, right? So then we can understand, okay, we shouldn't sell this product because maybe the fees are way higher for X, Y, and Z reasons. And then within this app, it gives you tabs where you can go to profitability, overall profitability. You can go to the storage fees section, which is the middle tab right there, and then our coupons as well. So we can run analysis on, hey, are we releasing too many coupons for X product launch? Are we losing on the profitability there? Uh, and all of this is for sure mobile. So our execs can be on the go and get instant insights, take a screenshot, share it with the team, ask more questions. And not to mention, Domo also has its AI chat. So with all that, we can ask questions to it too. So not only we are just interacting with the data by reading it and filtering, we can leverage the AI built-in chat to get quicker answers. But dashboards, apps, they're beautiful, right? But what's actually more beautiful is ROI. So let's talk about the actual impacts of this, right? We launched this about 8 months ago. So we were able to actually collect a lot of like impact in the business. So what we really delivered is on the operational wins, we delivered 80% reduction in manual reporting. And for us, this is huge. We're only 10 years old as a company, right? So we were able to really scale that quickly and a part of the business. Now everyone in the company has real-time SKU visibility, not only in sales, but in marketing, in fees, in COGS, all of that. And then our lovely data engineering team was also able to build a automated inventory logic where as you're shipping to Amazon, um, Amazon gives us multiple choices for how we want to ship our products to their warehouse. And that's a pretty tedious uh, process that sometimes they give you a cheaper option and more expensive option. We built a essentially automated logic that picks the cheapest option all the time and sends it to the 3PL, all automated, and that's because of our work within Databricks and Domo. Now, as far as business wins, we were able to unify all of our profitability across teams, so everyone can see, not only supply chain, not only finance, commercial teams can see that, product teams can see that as well. So we have faster responses to fees. Amazon loves to bring in a new fee here and there. So we need to understand what we do with that, what's the implication in the business. And we get alerts based on the Domo ecosystem. And then lastly, it's the marketing ROI. We actually can see the impact of our campaign into sales and into supply chain as well. So with all that, a lot of things, we learned a lot. So I'll tell you about what actually worked as we were building this hub. It didn't come overnight, right? It was a process that we worked together with different multiple teams and cross-functional teams. So we started with 3 KPIs and a raw table. So we basically said, hey, we have this massive timeline. We have all this stuff that we want to do. But before, let's really start small and then scale fast. That way we can provide value as fast as possible so that leadership can continue to approve it and be able to support it. So we started with 3 main KPIs. Let's start first with sales, and then let's just show the user 3 little cards, a raw table, and then get there to trust and then provide instant value. Then we were able to scale faster and, all right, next stage, next stage, next stage. Instead of having like a massive timeline with multiple milestones, we had a small timeline, then finished that, the next one, and etc. We didn't really build everything all together. We built a tab, and then another tab, and another tab, etc. The next thing here, we actually let the business own the insights. The beauty about Domo is it's so easy for users to use, and we don't want to be the middleman between the data and the insights. We want the business users to just kind of go in there, talk to AI, filter it on their own, so we're able to bring them into the process and get them going, and that worked really well. Lastly, the third piece here is UX and trust, beat fancy models. A lot of people like to throw in, hey, we're going to do all these complexities things, and these are going to be great. And yeah, they maybe will be great. However, if the user is not using, right, dashboard and app is not easy to use, no one's going to use. So it's important for us to first focus on the user experience, and then eventually we can introduce more complexity into the project. And that's exactly what we did. And we partnered with Bain. We started with, hey, what's your biggest struggle? What's your biggest pain point? How can we solve that? So that, for them, for the business users, was the key for everything. We're solving an actual problem, right? But all this is done and ready to go. We're using it. But what is next? I really want to, this is my favorite slide here, because as we're talking in this conference about AI and AI agents and all those things, now that we have all the platform, all the pain points in place, and all of it ready to go, now we're going to go a step ahead where we don't need to actually rely on a dashboard. We want to build a decision engine. So the decision engine will be basically three pieces. The first piece is we're going to leverage the Domo agentic AI flow. The Domo has this feature for workflows where we can tap into the LLM providers plus workflows, and we can essentially create an AI agent. For example, hey, why is this weeks of stock dropped for SKU X, Y, and Z? Instead of us having to figure out the answer, the flow will automatically read it, understand what's the problem, recommend, and then notify, in this case, the planners from our demand planning team. So that's the next stage. We have the data all ready to go, all cleaned up. Now we're going to layer AI on top of it. The next piece is Databricks. We're going to tap into the data science and machine learning of Databricks to create models such as weeks of stock risks, BOs, sales, obviously, forecasting, and then we're going to layer the alerts in Domo to actually get notified instantly. And then lastly, this playbook worked really well, and it was a big win in the business for us. So we're going to roll that across all of our channels in the business, like retail. So we're going to have a hub for Sephora, a hub for Ulta. That way we can get all those insights that we got for Amazon or for all the other parts of the business. So with that said, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.